Hello guys, it's Lee again. Today what I want to do is talk about my favourite books, and then at the start of August I'll start then really doing book reviews. It's a long list, but I'll try and just pick out, I'll say my top 10. Let's get started. Straight, I'm not going to include Harry Potter just because I feel like that kind of goes without saying, and I think there's enough videos that just rant about Harry Potter. So one of my favourite books is definitely, goes without saying, The Fault in Our Stars by Mr. John Green. Also, this is a signed copy, and a funny story actually. My friend, she introduced me to the Vlogbrothers, and she ordered this book, pre-ordered it, because she wanted a signed copy. I liked the Vlogbrothers, but I didn't love them yet, so I said, oh well, I'll get the book eventually. So she went and she pre-ordered it, and she got her copy, and it was signed, and she was delighted. And she read it, and she absolutely loved it. And I was like, oh, okay, well maybe it is really good. Like, I knew I was going to read it, but now it was on the top of my list. So I went and I ordered it on Amazon. It came in the post, and it was signed copy, and it was just such a pleasant surprise. It's a Red J. Scribble. You know those books that you read maybe once in a blue moon, but once you finish that last page, you know you'll look at the world a little differently. That's how I kind of felt coming away from this book. It was kind of an eye opener. It's The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. Absolutely adore this book and the two others. Books are absolutely astonishing. I'd kind of recommend them to anyone who likes The Hunger Games or Harry Potter. It's just the same type of style, the same sort of relationships and dynamics. Just the whole concept of it is really intriguing. I don't think I've ever come across a more charming main character being Todd Hewitt. Can you guess from my fancy new cover what book this is? You can't. The Hunger Games by sorry, I'm so bad. Suzanne Collins. This is one hell of a book. I'm not a big fan of the other two books. I would have stopped it after The Hunger Games. Just them, stepping out of the train, facing the press. I loved that again, and I think the characters had developed enough already. They didn't need two more books. And I also thought the whole setup of the second one was a bit melodramatic. Well, haters gonna hate ass. And Peeta, he's so sweet, isn't he? Yes, it's really fast paced. It's to the point. It does say a lot about our culture and our society, and astonishingly good. And I saw the movie. I saw it 3 times, went to the midnight showing, I did the whole thing, got a t-shirt and everything. I should have worn my t-shirt, but anyway. I think it was amazing. And then there are book adaptations that are the book, but they also show another level to this story that you love, and the actors were brilliant. And Gary Ross, I love you, and I'll miss you. Okay, Francis Lawrence, you better do well, because we'll be judging you. Yeah. The Help by Catherine Stockett. It's a really, really, really funny book. I mean, I laughed out loud in some parts. And the movie was good, but I don't think it really captured the essence of what this book did to me. It made me laugh, it made me cry. I fell in love with all the characters, especially Minnie. I think everyone did. The plot is good, but I read it because of the characters. This is a favourite of many people, and I love it with all my heart. The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. Just look at that cover. I know there's these different covers now, but this cover, guys, you have to admit, it's the best. Don't want to give too much away about this book, because it's really one that you have to just go in and read without knowing anything. It's narrated by Death, so already you're just like, what? And it's very original. Ender's Game, Orson Scott Card. I read the sequel as well, Speaker for the Dead, but this was really disappointing, and I don't think I'll continue with the series, although I've heard great things about it. This just did not have the same atmosphere. This was brilliant. I thought it was going to be very just silly. It's about the 6-year-old boy who goes to space to train to be an army leader, but it's so much more than that. And I love the ending. Can't say anything, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it leads up to this, and then you're just totally surprised. Next we have Memoirs of a Geisha. I don't really care, I say geisha. And I read this in one day, and it's quite a big book, and the text is quite small, but I just loved it. The main character is brilliant. The story is just so heart-wrenching. You really feel for her. Just look at that. The Shining by Stephen King. I have pretty much all of his other good books. This is by far my favourite. It just scares the shit out of me, I'll just say it. And I know there's a movie, I don't want to see it though, I think it would ruin the magic of it. Stephen King goes out to really give you nightmares, and you won't ever forget them. Okay guys, this is over 10, I'm sorry, this is ridiculous. The Northern Lights by Philip Pullman. Let me just say, first of all, isn't this cover just so beautiful? 10th anniversary editions, can't get them anymore. Well, you probably can. Guys, just look at the inside. Oh god. It's all like notes from the book. There's his face. There's Philip Pullman himself. No. Okay, sorry, that's a bit creepy. It's kind of on par with Harry Potter in terms of how it influenced my childhood. I don't want to talk about the movie adaptation. It's okay. Let's just pretend it never happened. A compelling story. It has fantasy elements in it. Lots of science fiction. Lyra Blackwell, one of my favourite main characters ever, as well. You know, in terms of writing, don't hate on me, but I think Philip Pullman has better skill than J.K. Rowling. And he can really convey so much in one sentence. He inspires me really to write. Philip Pullman, I think, is really undervalued, and I think people should really take time to read these books because they are just mind-blowing. Will I do a few more? Game of Thrones. I just read this a few months ago, and I heard about the TV show, and I wanted to read the books first. Loved this book. It's big, but if I had to choose, A Storm of Swords would be my favourite one so far. Don't give spoilers away. I'm actually reading at the moment, A Feast for Crows. And can I just say, George R.R. Martin, you son of a bitch. He has no mercy when it comes with killing characters. He will take someone that you love dearly, or you have gotten to know, and he will decapitate their head, or, you know, all this shit. And while I love it for the realistic aspect, it's quite infuriating, and I hate him for it at the same time. My favourite character, if there's Game of Thrones fans out there, would definitely be Daenerys, Stormborn of House Targaryen. I don't know about these books, just read them. They're just an epic fantasy. In my opinion, they're better than Lord of the Rings. I have this book, don't laugh, but I review books for myself, and I'm just going to look through here and see if I read any books that I don't have. How did I forget that? The Horse Whisperer. It's very sad. Oh my god, it's so sad. Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson, and plays out in my head as a movie from start to finish. I read it in like a night. It was just amazing. Oh my god, like there's so many plot twists in it, and it's very believable, and you're with her the whole way. Basically, this woman, she has a very severe case of amnesia, and once she falls asleep, she forgets all her memories. Hello, sorry, I kind of look like a different person now, but I forgot to make an ending for this video. There's a few more books I'd like to mention before I finish. Catcher in the Rye, Kill a Mockingbird, Watership Down, The Kite Runner. And Perks of Being a Wallflower, I love that book as well. I hope you enjoyed learning about my favourite books, and I'd like to hear about you guys and what your favourite books are, and maybe like have some discussions about it or something. I'll make my next video next week, and it will be on some book reviews. See ya!